He's the crazy one.
Okay.
I was counseling a young man yesterday, and he referred to the 1998 original Pokemon series as the really old one, and
Oh,
I did like double take. I was like, oh man, I'm getting old.
yeah. My Wednesday social media post is always what are you reading? What did you read this week, Wednesday? And I usually record just a brief video, but the book that I had read that week was Aliens versus Predator Prey from 1994 by Steve Perry, the fantasy author, not obviously the lead singer of Journey. Um, and I started the video by saying, this is, this IP and everything's kind of one of my guilty pleasures, and I'm reading the vintage novel from 1994. I'm like, oh God. So I thought vintage meant it had to be from like before you were born or something. I thought that's how that worked. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's all relative, I guess.
Yeah.
When I was in medic school, there was a girl who had never heard of Pearl Jam. She's like, what's this Pearl Jam? I was like, that's a joke, right? She's like, no.
Well, first off, they're one of the only alternative bands from the '90s that everyone's still alive.
Yeah, right.
Well,
So, fact, she hasn't. That's causing me issues right now. I'll tell you,
That made me feel very old.
no doubt.
you know, that genre does seem to have be pretty hard on the
A
on
very
our.
disproportionate number of rockers from that era that
Well, it was all
aren't
the
with us
heroin, I
anymore.
think.
Well,
Yeah, my wife and
heroin
I
and
were actually,
suicide.
And
Yeah,
my wife
angst,
one leads to the other.
plenty of angst.
Yeah.
my wife is 5 years older than I am, and so she's technically a boomer, like by 1 year. But I said the same thing to her not long ago, and I'm like, yeah, man, like all my generation, all the grunge guys are all dying of overdoses. She's like, yeah, because back in my era, we did coke and alcohol. You didn't overdose on me. I guess so.
Someone at work the other day made a comment about the amount of coke in late '70s and '80s movies, and I said, "Hey, it was a magical time. I was just a little too young to enjoy it."
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy how it's everywhere.
All right. So
Yeah, well,
now that we've recorded that on stream,
Yeah, excellent.
oh,
uh, so I have provided you guys something here. I've been up very early, and I've been meaning to do it for weeks. And since I was up early, I went ahead and made this happen. I gave you a map of the monastery.
Awesome.
yeah,
Um,
it beats the one I was
Yay.
making.
the Now, interestingly enough, they did not provide me any. There's no pictures in any of the books for the what I believe is pronounced dabobs, which are the guys that are in the sleeveless blue tunics and blue pants. Um, there was also no pictures provided of the blue clad monks. Um, there is, however, a picture provided of the servitors, which I'll hit show to player so that you guys can get
Oh wow,
a better view of those nasty guys.
Fun.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Of which there is one that is on the wall with you guys
he's quite
between.
a jumper.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Between Khan and you got Khan and Pilecki on one side because they were damaging the radio tower, which is on the verge of falling down, and then you've got Henry and Slim more, well, on the other side of this baddie. Where we left it off, Slim had unleashed his machine gun on it, and it tickled. Um, you know. Uh, the Pilecki had hit it with a spontaneous combustion and did some damage. It growled its displeasure at that. And then I proceeded to spend all the massive amounts of threat that you guys were so generous to give me over the course of the adventure, plus what I started with, and popped out all the bad guys on the entire map. And fortunately, we now have the map to help keep track of that. There are three uh, of these things, which I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think anybody really specifically asked what they are, or if they knew what they are. But there's four of them total. One on the wall with you, which is injured. I coded him yellow, and then there's three more that all just came out of these small blue roofed buildings at the different points of the map. The one that's on the wall came out of the building closest to you, obviously, and spent his entire movement jumping up there. You guys also took a substantial amount of mental damage from him because you'd never seen anything like him before. But Khan, the incredible, amazing spellcaster that he is, casted a Blessings of Vusha, I believe it's called, and healed pretty much all your damage as well as most of your. I think several of you took actual mental injuries from that, and that just kind of went away.
Yep.
There are two blue clad monks, when I say monks in full robes with hoods, that came out of the big building in the middle. And then there are about a total of about a dozen of these other guys. And you see where they are all on the map. Most of them are in the south. Most of them are on the well, not yeah. Most of them are on the
Except
southern
for one.
edge. Yeah, you've got one on the wall with you. You've got one on the wall over here that was headed your way, and then there are three right near you guys down by building 7, and then there's three more a zone past that near building 8. So that's the status of everything. You guys, like I said, you're I'm sure you're thrilled to know I'm out of threat. That is not an issue um, until you decide to generate more for some reason. And you guys
I'm
have
on it.
a single momentum.
So just to clarify,
Yes.
I'm showing 4 stress. Those are still there, right?
Yeah, that's probably leftover damage that didn't get healed.
Okay. So the last thing I think that Sharif and I did, we blasted the tower that started burning and melting, and then we turned our attention to the
Yeah, the tower is wavering and squealing rather dangerously.
levels.
It's and you had hit it with a spontaneous combustion in addition to uh, Khan's spear, which the spear pretty much blew out one of its supports, and with your spontaneous combustion going with the persistent quality,
Right.
it's well on its way to coming down.
Okay. Um,
Oh, and the creature that's near you will, you hit that with spontaneous combustion. You did some damage to it. I had to go back and check the end of the last video to make sure. It is going to take 3 fire damage from you at the end of each round for 4 rounds because of that spontaneous combustion.
okay. And when we seeing these things jump, can they move like more than one zone per turn?
Um, well, they have pretty standard movement profiles, like most oh shit on a shingle. Sorry, I just closed my
Yeah, you don't have
stupid
to tell us the
PDF site.
exact. I just from what we observe, like they're better than humans, obviously, right?
They seem to move at the general rate of speed of humans, but there was that immense jump that it came out of building 10 and then jumped up onto the wall, and it didn't move after it did that. It just kind of landed, and that was that, as if it needs to do more. So all right,
And all of the let's see, all PCs are up on the rim of
correct.
the the surrounding, and there's no way to scale up the wall, the mountain that it's set against, right?
Um, I mean, I wouldn't say there's no way, but it wouldn't be easy.
Okay. And to get down, is there?
We still have our rope going
You,
down.
Still have our rope.
you have your rope that goes down the outside, and there's also staircases spaced intermittently around the inside of the wall.
I see. The
Yeah.
rope, is that by the tower, like on that pedestal? Or
Yeah,
is
we
it-
came up in that corner
I see.
right near where the wall meets the wall. Though
Okay, where
mountain
we're
meets
standing
the
or on the
wall.
other side?
Yeah,
Where we're standing. Okay, so we could like start go. All right.
You're right.
Sorry,
No, that's okay. And the just so that you are aware, the creature, monster, whatever you want to call it, the way it's currently positioned is between Slim and Baker and the rope going down.
yeah.
got it. Okay.
Because somebody's gonna have to go through the monster to get to the rope.
Right.
Baker's got a
okay.
knife. I'm not worried about it.
All right. How are we in order of?
We are. Well, give me 1 second. I'm getting my PDFs back open because I accidentally closed them all, which was a big screw up on my part. And for some reason, my computer sounds like it wants to take flight just opening a damn PDF. It's like that meme that runs around. What are you going to do with that 46 kilobytes of memory? Oh, we're going to send people to the moon. What are you
Yeah.
doing? Why is your computer moving so slow with 16 gigabytes of memory? Excel's got a window open somewhere.
Hilarious.
Well, it's like when I play World of Tanks, I know right before my tank's going to explode from a shot because the fan on the graphics card revs up. So I hear, and it's like, oh no, and then
Man, why is this thing loading so slowly? There we go. All right, I think I'm where I need to be. So, initiative rules for Achtung Cthulhu. The heroes, one hero gets to go first, followed by one bad guy, alternating until we get to whoever's left.
We're at the top of the round.
Yeah, so we are at the top of a round. So,
So
who
that
would
guy
like
that's
to
on the
go
wall is
first?
going to reach us this round.
Oh yeah.
The monster or the
The
Well,
monster
yeah.
is between our groups.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he could go either direction.
I believe he's looking at me.
Well, you hit him with a machine gun, which probably caused him to turn around and smile at you or something. But then Pilecki hit him with the spontaneous combustion at the end of the round. So, and being that actually damaged it, it's probably viewing Pilecki as more of a threat than the piddly human that you are.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but
Probably
well, we
try
have to
kill
decide
that.
who should go first.
Yeah, we need to drop that thing.
I say I'd like to blast it again. If I'm allowed to go first.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. Let's do the
How much
spontaneous
damage
combustion.
will spontaneous combustion do, just out of curiosity?
I think it depends on how much you roll. Let's see here. Wait, I took over
spontaneous combustion does a damage of shit. I don't know.
Hold on.
Power +1.
Right, so my power is 4.
Yeah, so he gets 5 damage dice on spontaneous combustion. The major thing about that is the persistence of it. That if he rolls effects, it stays burning for a while.
Right.
So
And
it
that's what's
doesn't-
happening to the tower, correct?
Correct.
Right. And I think didn't I already hit him once with it?
You did hit him once. You did a little bit of damage to him.
Okay, but it
you did
doesn't have.
3.
Yeah, but not persistent on him. Right?
No, it had persistence 4. He's going to keep taking damage for the next 4 rounds.
Okay, so we only have one momentum, so I can't add anything extra. But I
You could buy a
believe,
bonus d20 on your skill roll. That'd be unless you wanted to just save it and maybe buy more damage dice or something like that.
yeah, I really want to hit him, so I think I'm gonna do that because he's so close to us. So
Okay, very good.
yeah, so I think I'm gonna roll for. And so yeah, okay, so spontaneous combustion, doing the d20 that's next to the name.
Yep. So if you're spending that point, then that means you have 3 dice. And what's the difficulty on that spell? I think it's only one.
One, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So focus, yes, right.
Yeah. Focus always applies on spellcasting.
Difficulty one.
Mm,
Nice.
all right. So that generated 2 momentum.
I got damage.
You can spend momentum. You can bank it.
Let's bank it for another person, and since I did it, and then I have to roll for damage for him, right?
Yep. So go ahead and roll your damage dice on the spell. It's your power +1.
Wait, so is it damage dice, right? That's the tab up
Yep.
top.
And your
So
power
power
is-
plus, so one die or no power? It's five, so
Yeah.
it's 5 dice,
You
correct?
got it.
Ooh,
4 damage with 2 effects. All right.
Nice.
not bad.
No. Which gives it persistent 8 total, and on top of the 4 it already had. So this thing roars as you hit it again. And it does take some additional damage. It is now going to take. What the hell? It is now going to take 7 damage per round. I gotta write this down. Holy crap!
Wow.
7 damage per round for the next 4 rounds, starting at the end of this one, and then after that, it will take 4 damage per round for an additional 8 rounds. So in other words, it's
It's a
between those
walking bonfire.
between
Oh
those
my
2
God.
hits, it is going to burn down. You've no doubt in your mind. It's just
Hey, if he grabs you, he can burn you with your own fire.
Oh, poetic.
well, that's the bright side.
Isn't that ironic?
So I really don't feel like this thing's got any choice but to move towards Pilecki and attack him.
Good times.
Well,
Oh,
you know,
man.
you hit it twice with fire. You're like, with the fire, and he kicked you, and it hurt. But sorry, my Men in Black moment there.
Was it like fire bad?
Well, listen, all you've taken is mental damage this entire campaign, so here's your
Right.
chance.
Oh, I didn't roll for my damage.
Oh no, you got to roll your. You're right. You've got to roll your cost.
So where do I do that one? Sorry.
Look at the spell, and it should tell you what the cost is. Cost is
Plus 4. Yep.
okay. So just roll 4 damage dice.
Sorry about my dog yapping like.
That's fine. I can barely hear it.
Uh,
Background.
nothing's happening when I click damage dice. It's weird. Oh, there it is. Okay, so 4 dice. Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. Do you have courage?
I do. Hold on. I clicked damage dice like 50 different times, so now I get this stupid pop-up box on. Christ. Okay, that's good. Come on. Okay, they're all gone. I do have 1 courage.
You have 1 courage, so that means you take 4 stress damage,
Oh, nice.
and because it doesn't really. I do see a flaw in the system there. You had 2 effects, and one of your damage got absorbed. So I'm only going to have 1 effect because this does have the drain effect. So your fatigue goes up 1.
Okay.
So
Now I have fatigue 3.
Pilecki needs to sleep for about 24 hours straight. All right.
Yeah, I got like 2. I got 2 stress left before I'm useless.
Well, the good news is you're not actually useless when your stress goes away. You're just going to take damage easily.
Okay.
And the bad news is that it attacked you with this tentacle mass arm thing, and it does 4 base damage. I had 2 successes, so that just burns into damage. So I get a total of 5d6. I'm gonna roll this off
Oh
thing.
man.
Yeah, 5 damage dice with the area quality. If there's an effect, there is an effect. So, um, Pilecki and Khan both take 5 damage, less whatever armor you have.
Holy shit.
What did we get hit with?
His arm.
His tentacled arm.
Jesus.
All right, so I'm maxed out on stress. Does that do anything?
Okay, so your stress is, was there, how much stress did you have left?
I had 2 left.
You had 2, so you went down to 0 and took additional damage. So you take a physical injury.
Okay. Awesome.
And let me get to my,
Really like an eye patch.
yeah, let me get to my handy dandy chart here. Where'd it go? I've got it here somewhere. Roll a d20 for me, would you?
Roger.
That sounds good.
Low number.
E20.
It doesn't really matter.
Oh, my lucky number.
Oh, yeah, perfect. You have a broken clavicle.
Oh.
Oh
great.
wow.
That sucks for climbing the rope.
Con, how much damage did you take from that?
I took 3 points.
You took 3, so you're all right, obviously. Okay. Well, that was my turn. Who wants to go next?
So Baker, unless Baker wants to be a man of action here, Slim would be open to going.
All right, go ahead.
So Slim, like, is a little bit well. He's shocked that the machine gun salvo did nothing, and then this guy like runs right into Pilecki and Singh. So he like looks around on the floor wherever I believe I described it as unceremoniously dropping the furba, and he's going to look for the knife, set down his gun, and grab the knife and run towards the thing.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if, I mean, we're in the same zone, right? I don't know how you want to figure, is that an action or whatever to like
Yeah, I'm
recover the
figuring
knife?
that out now.
Okay.
I think picking up the item just counts as a minor action. Yeah, so I'll let you attack if you like.
I think what I'd like to do is actually like, so he picks up the knife, and then I'd like to use the hog the spotlight feature. No, I'll use my. Believe it or not, I've got 2 talents that get people to pay attention to you.
Oh my
It's pretty
god.
funny. Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to run and attack with the furba, and I have a talent that after I make an attack, I can spend momentum to draw the
Draw
enemy's
their
attention.
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many momentum do we have?
You
2?
guys actually have 2, and you may
Okay.
generate more on the attack. So.
Okay.
Um,
Great. So he's going to run up with the knife, and I don't think he really. He's not really like a skilled knife guy. So I think he just kind of like comes up and he's like maybe holding it wrong or backwards or something, and it just like stabs into the guy unceremoniously.
All right. All right. Make your attack roll, sir.
Here we go.
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh my God. I feel bad for you, man.
Oh boy. So draw their fire doesn't necessarily mean I have to hit. It's my understanding.
No, you just simply have to make an attack.
All right. I'm going to use that momentum if anybody cares to draw the attention off the wizards. And he says, "Come on, Stinky, I'm gonna carve you up like a jack-o'-lantern."
Perfect.
All right. The I think the Bob in oh no, I spelled that wrong. It's their font. It screwed me up. It's not Dobbob. It's Dobbdob. So it's
Hmm.
Dob Dob, Dob Dob, Dob Dob. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I looked that up. They actually existed.
Yeah.
Dob Dobs.
So as the font on the stat block is a little goofy. I guess if I had read the short explanation, I'd have seen it in Times New Roman and I'd have been able to understand it. Um, uh, he makes an unarmed strike at Henry Baker, and he succeeds with a single success.
Now I'm remembering that they're trained in martial arts.
Yeah.
It says in the Wikipedia that the Dob Dobs tended to be somewhat ambiguous, and they were generally the less academic monks who had an interest in sports, fighting, and other worldly matters.
Otherworldly matters. Drinking, sex, and fighting. Excellent.
Henry
Interesting.
Baker, do you have armor?
I do. I have 3 armor.
All right, so he lands a strike right across your jaw and doesn't do anything to you.
Holy shit, guys!
Wow.
Sorry to derail, but it says here in the Wikipedia they were also notorious for fighting with each other to see who was toughest, and for their sexual predation of lay boys.
Oh
All
my
Oh,
god.
school
man.
boys in Lhasa were fair game for these Dobdos, and most tried to return from school in groups for protection against them. Holy
Oh
shit!
my
God.
god.
They're a pederast.
Holy shit!
All right.
Well,
I feel good
and
about fighting these guys.
yeah, in fact, in the PDF, it says that most of these uh, uh, mooks are to use one of Sharif's favorite words. Most of these mooks were abducted and kidnapped from nearby villages and pressed into service in the monastery. So,
So, is it Henry's
Oh
turn?
my
um,
god, this is Epstein Island, guys.
yeah. Oh God.
The new reality show coming out to Fox.
It,
On Fox this fall, Epstein Island.
it is
The
whoever's
Dub-Dubs.
turn would like to go. I guess we've got Khan or Henry left.
Well, Henry's irritated at
Nice.
this guy.
Amazing. Carve them up.
Well, he doesn't have to carve him up. Henry has his weapon in his hand, his uh, his revolver.
Total Indiana Jones move.
It's in his hand, in his right hand, and he had that furba thing. He pulled it anyway. So, since this guy came right up to him and hit him right in the face, that means that Henry's got his revolver right in the guy's chest. I mean, it's just right there. But he's going to aim anyway.
Mm,
So that gives him an extra die.
yeah.
So let's see. Sharpshooter gives me a free d20 on my attack. In addition, it adds +1 to the piercing quality.
Oh boy, I hear his graphics card firing up.
All right. So he didn't have piercing quality, so it gives piercing quality. So let me click on the service revolver here. And I get 3 dice. A complication.
Oh, let me think about that for a minute. Go ahead
Oh,
and
boy.
roll your damage.
There is also a machine gun at your feet, Baker, if you need it.
4 stress damage with 2 effects. You did not salvo, but but it gave it piercing 1.
Correct.
All right, so it did 4 damage to him, uh, which hurt him pretty badly. Yeah, so you pound a round into his torso, and
Holy shit.
he's bleeding. Um, all right. Bad guy gets to go. We'll start with the obvious. Um, this guy runs into this zone with the
Antenna.
yeah, he's up on the roof, coming up behind Khan and Walter,
He better be
Hopefully it
careful.
falls. Yeah.
and that brings us to Khan's turn.
God.
God. Um, how damaged is the creature?
Um, it's burning, but it doesn't seem to have taken any serious injuries.
Jesus. All right. Um, I'm the
So
last one to go over party, right? And
yeah,
then do they get an attack after this?
then every bad guy that hasn't moved gets to move.
And
All
then
right.
when we start the next round, we get to go first.
So what do you guys think is better? Cyclone to try to lessen the incoming tidal wave of bad guys, or deal with this tentacled monster over here?
My opinion is you have to deal with the tentacled monster.
Listen, I'm on it, boys. Relax.
Okay. Well, all right. I stand corrected. You do what you
Quote me
think
on
is
that,
best.
but
You do what you think is best.
I usually do.
Yeah.
Okay, I think because the thing's already gone, and we get to go again, so somebody else can hit it real hard right off the bat. Hopefully, I think I'm going to try to occupy um, the incoming horde.
I have a
Okay.
question. I have a question for our GM.
Hmm.
Henry had a complication. You haven't explained what that complication is. Can you turn a complication into threat?
I can.
Hmm.
Um, so I'll give you an option.
Oh,
Based on the just general surprise of getting smacked in the face and pounding around into my point blank range, you can either give me a point of threat or you can just drop the gun. It's not going to break or anything. You'll just
I
have to
know.
use a minor action to pick it up.
I'm gonna drop the gun because I still have my knife in my left hand.
Very good. Okay. Thanks for bringing that up because I had momentarily forgotten. All right, Khan. What would you like to do, sir?
I'm going to cast Cyclone of Cernu, but like at the three guys that are just north of Building
By
7.
building 7. Got it.
And my hope is to position it as a kind of barrier to keep the other guys from getting to us so quickly.
Okay. What is the range on that spell?
It says summoning spell. The spell conjures a cyclone of wind into a zone within medium range.
Oh, so you could
The cyclone
you
receives
could
its own turn in the action order, but it cannot be attacked or suffer damage in any way. At the start of the cyclones,
you could drop it right on them if you wanted to because their
sure,
medium range is yeah.
I will.
All right.
At the start of the cyclone's turn, it will inflict
Welcome to
power plus
Kansas.
1 physical stress with the piercing 1 and stun effects on all creatures.
My
And
God.
damageable objects, we could turn it against the tower, I suppose. I may increase the stress the cyclone inflicts by +1 per momentum spent on the initial and subsequent turns. Hmm.
You guys are at 0 momentum at the moment.
Okay, so that's not. But anyway, that's for subsequent turns as well, so
Sure.
we can worry about it later. Okay, rolling. Dice 2, right? No.
Yeah, dice 2.
Yes. Okay.
Success.
Wow.
How much damage does this thing do?
I think it's. Is that not
Oh,
my
it does it
power?
during its turn. You're right. I think it was.
Well, I
Was
think
it?
it does it on this spell too, on this turn too. It does it on this turn and every subsequent turn as well, I think.
Yeah, you're right. You're
And it
Wow.
lasts for duration equal to power. My
Yeah,
power is 5, so it'll
so
be
it lasts for
flying around
five
for 5
rounds.
turns.
All right, and yeah, it gets piercing one and stun effects on everything in close range. Yeah. So so roll your power for damage. 4 damage, and you had no effects, so the piercing and the stun doesn't work. That's just bad luck. But they do have a little bit of armor, so but they do take damage. So I guess I need a
It will inflict power plus 1 physical stress
roll one more die then.
with the piercing 1 and stun effects on all creatures.
Yeah, power plus one. So roll one more damage die.
Um, what should that be?
You can just hit the damage die tab at the top right and roll one.
Oh, okay, 1. Okay.
Make it easy. Oh well, okay. So it's one more damage plus it's an effect. So which gets through a point of the armor. So these guys take a total of 4 damage each.
But they don't get the piercing and stun effect?
No, they do now. You have to roll an effect for the effect to take place. And that
Gotcha.
last die you did rolled one effect. So they are stunned. They basically lose their turn this round, and they took some damage. So now it's the bad guy's turn. Um, I think I know what I'm gonna do. This one down here moves 2 zones to there, and that's its turn.
We're in trouble, boys. We're going to get hit by another one this round, and there's going to be 2 more next round.
All right. Nobody
So,
panic.
Nobody panic. Give me 1 second. Where is my?
Marty, I got to roll my backlash. We forgot.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I
Okay,
forgot
now
how
we're
to
in
do
trouble.
that.
Eh,
What do I do again?
he's got a ton of. Just roll the cost on the whatever the cost is. You just roll that in damage dice.
Teacher, but what about the homework?
That's
Oh,
right.
that's terrible.
No, it's
I
not.
hurt myself.
What's your courage?
Yeah, my courage is really good, though. 7.
Yeah, so you take no damage. You're fine.
Shrug it off. Shrug it off. Get back in there. Get back in there.
Um,
But my soul is on fire. Quit whining.
there is as all the that creature, that other one starts to move towards you, and all the guys are starting to move except for the three that Khan had the joy of hitting the with the cyclone. Um, as they're all moving through, there is a yellow glow that cracks of yellow that break through the darkness down here near the main gate, as if there's a bright light from behind the door, and then there's this blast of yellow energy, and the huge door in the gate comes crashing inward, and stepping through the entryway is Saring Lama, the old man that sent you on this.
Oh shit!
The cavalry, hopefully.
Or not.
Hopefully it's not a trap and he works for them.
So that's let me see how much more shit I can throw at you. So that's his turn. So this thing,
What was the guy's name? Searing Llama?
correct,
Okay.
runs to there.
Ooh.
They can't move. Um, think we have a little bit of divide here. Um, these three are going to move up to here. These three are going to head up to here. These three, oh, that's a bad idea, but seeing your cyclone, well, actually, you know what? Let's just not make that decision. Let's see if they're smart enough to understand what it is. Because that would be more fair, wouldn't you agree? Fairer, shall we say? Where's their stat block? There it is. 2d20.
Yeah, I don't know how much experience these guys have with magic, but if it was a 7-year-old boy, they would recognize it right away.
Oh, that's awful. Well, one of those dice was a 4, so they recognize that they don't want to be in the same zone as that cyclone, so they move into this zone.
Sharif, do you have a spell for that?
Um, now,
Cyclone's all I got, bro. I got 4 tricks in my bag, and that's it.
go ahead and roll the damage on the cyclone for this round. Um, so it's your power +1.
Hold it. Which round?
Well, the cyclone now gets its own action.
Oh, I thought he already rolled that.
Well, it was for the initial spell, and then the cyclone
Yeah,
starts
I
to
went at
act
the end
after
of the
that.
round,
Oh,
so
okay.
I had end of the round damage, and now the
I
cyclone
gotcha.
gets
Yeah.
the round.
Gotcha.
And I got to figure out what the monks are doing.
And you got to give damage from that fire to the guy on the wall.
Yeah. Well, that's easy. Um,
Yay, 2 effects, yay!
oh, wow. So you did 4 stress damage with 2 effects, and that has piercing and stun. So it goes right through their armor. And they are going to lose their next 2 rounds.
Permatract.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be ugly. Okay, I gotta handle that in a second. Big Nasty up on the wall takes a total of 7 damage from your fire. But it's technically 2 different effects, so that does not cause a wound. Okay. Before I get to the monks, the tower comes down.
Nice.
Yay! And that was great rejoicing.
That's right. Can someone do me a favor? Who wants to roll me a D3, or I guess a D4 and ignore a 4? Henry Baker rolls a 2. Well, okay, so the tower falls straight south.
Oh, okay. Is that right on the dub?
Yeah. So the ones that are stunned, there's just nothing they can do.
It's just not their day.
It's not their day. The other guys do get an opportunity to not be squished. They need to make an athletics roll, which they barely did. So these 3 down in this zone are okay, but these guys, they're not. They only need 3 health left each, so they're not going to survive it regardless.
Goodbye.
Oh, Khan, where do you want your cyclone? Which zone do you want your cyclone to move into? Because after it does damage, it gets to move.
I think zone 11.
Okay, right there by the bad guy. Okay, that's fine. We can do that. And
Kind of a blocker for us, maybe. I don't know.
oh, yeah, see what it does. Now I need the monks.
Is that a servitor? I think it's the same servitor.
Twister,
man.
I got you. Don't worry.
Yep. Thank you.
Another cow? No, I think it's the same cow. All right. is which. Where's the health bar? There he is. We're actually going to. That's fine. There's. You probably can't hear it over all the carnage and destruction, but there's some conversations going on, and the two monks separate. This one comes up into this zone. This one steps into that zone. And oh, I don't think he does anything beyond that. Well, no, I guess he's going to move. He's going to move up so that he's in touching distance of Searing Llama, and that's all he can do. So, we come to the top of the round. A PC may act first.
Sharif, does your cyclone automatically like AoE damage anybody in the zone, or how's that work? Or is it targeted to enemies only?
What's that? The
I
cyclone?
think it's everything in the zone,
Yeah.
including damageable objects.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay, noted.
So if there was like, a tower that was about to fall.
Gotcha.
So if
All
the
right.
servitor stays in that zone during the cyclone's turn, it will take damage from the cyclone. Theoretically.
I think he's going to be up on the wall in an instant.
Well, the
I
reason
got
I
a
was
question
asking is
for you
because I
real
was
quick
thinking
that
about.
might influence what you're about to do, Kyle. I got a question for Marty.
Yeah.
Is the tower blocking those three guys in between
They're
12
going
and 5?
they're going to have to they're probably going to have to move north of zone into there so that they can because obviously the roof it fell off of is huge, right? So they're going to have to probably move up so that they can circumvent it.
I see. Okay, cool.
So
Okay,
yeah,
sorry
it's
for
going
the
to
question.
slow them down for sure. Talking about the three guys down here, right?
Oh man.
Yes, that's
Yep.
what I was talking
Yep,
about.
yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, I was thinking about kiting him into the cyclone, but it sounds like I would take a lot of damage doing that. Okay, does anybody have a burning desire to
Pun intended.
go?
Nope, not. I'm gonna
Okay,
let
I
you
feel
guys
like
go
I
for
go
I
it.
could
every
try
time.
Spear of Indra on that monster.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, you've got his back, so
It's true.
go for it. You got the magic knife, so try again.
All right, I will position myself so I'm not.
What's our momentum?
0.
I will position myself so
Did we? I thought
Valentine
we
is not.
generated some momentum and we'd use it.
Yeah, I thought we generated one.
You generated 2, and Kyle spent it to draw the creature's attention.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
sorry
hold
to
on
use
a
up all the
second.
momentum, but
That's fine. I'm going to position myself so Valentine is not in my line of sight. So if it blows right through the creature, it won't hit him.
appreciate it.
And I will Spear of Indra.
All right.
Spear of Indra, this motherfucker. All right, here we go. Difficulty 3. That's right. Okay. All right. This may need a fortune point assistance here.
Sure.
Let me see what kind of fortune I'm looking
Guys,
at.
I got to step away for 1 sec. I'll be right back.
I'm fortune point 3.
Yeah, so you've got them all.
I think I'm going to use one.
Okay. You can re-roll any number of d20s, so you can just re-roll the 19 if you like, or and keep the one success you had, which means you need a really good roll on the other die, or you can re-roll them both. It's up to you.
Why does it say dice rolled 2?
Because it always rolls 2 dice.
Oh, that is right. Okay,
Yeah.
that is right. Okay.
Or you could blow 2 fortune points and re-roll the die that failed, and then set the other one to an automatic 1. That's a little expensive, but you can do it.
Ow.
It is a little bit expensive. Uh, shoot. Trying to think about this real quick. The fortune point just allows me to re-roll the miss,
Yeah, any number of d20s on a failed roll. Yep.
so even two I might still lose.
Yeah, what's your occult focus? Or what's
Uh,
your occult score?
Sorry, not on that page. 1 second. Um, occult. You mean as a skill?
Yeah,
Occultism.
yeah.
The academia is 3.
3. So sorry, I was using the wrong term.
It's all
So
good.
if you use a fortune point and just re-roll the die that rolled a 19, you will need to roll a 3 or less to succeed because you need two more successes. You can use a fortune point to re-roll both dice. So you're giving up a success for the chance of picking up an extra success on that die. And then, like I said, option 3 would be burn a fortune point to re-roll the failed die and burn another fortune point to give an automatic critical success. That gives you 3, you know you hit no matter what. But that's pricey.
Well, I think this thing's going to hurt one of us real bad. So I'm going to the 2 fortune points. We need this thing to die.
Ooh, okay, very good.
Wow.
So,
I hate doing it so much.
yeah, drop your fortune by 2, and
I did.
you don't need to do any rolling except for your damage.
Okay, here we
What does
go.
damage this thing do?
Spear of Indra is. I thought it was.
It's power plus 2,
It,
maybe?
I think it's just my power. Okay, yeah. Inflicts +2 physical stress upon its target, and I
Okay.
don't have any special effects, so I don't get piercing 3. Oh no, it says it inflicts +2 physical stress upon its target with the piercing 3 effect.
Yeah. So roll your damage dice plus 2. This could be.
Eat shit, you son of a bitch! You cost me 2 fortune points.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it does. So that gives it piercing 9, which more than burns through its armor. So it does. The spear does 5 damage to it, which kills all its entire stress track. 5 damage in one hit automatically does a wound, and then knocking its stress track negative does a second wound. So you burn a hole through this thing that you can almost see through. That's dripping ichor and black fluid, and flesh is melting off it. It is still standing.
Wow.
Um, and now it's a
That's
bad
all I
guy's turn.
got, guys. It doesn't get any better than that.
Um,
Wow.
believe it or not, the believe it or not, the creature is not going next. The monk is going to go next.
Wait, my own damage.
Oh, your own damage. Yep. Go ahead. Sorry. Roll your
And
cost.
it's just my cost and damage, right? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Oh ho ho.
Ooh,
That was close.
6 damage, but yeah, you've got 7 armor. Yeah. So
7
yeah,
courage.
yeah, 7 courage. Excuse me. I I could reach that far. I had to grab my physical game master's guide because I've got the PDF open to one page that I don't want to come off of because I need the spell book for this nasty little baddie.
Which guy are we talking about?
The monk that is in touch range of Sering Lama.
Ooh, that'll be interesting. I want to see what happens here.
Yeah, I just have to find the spell book.
Maybe the llama will use the I'm rubber and you're glue defense.
Grimoire of there it is. You know it's evil magic when it's in the grimoire. All right, there it is. Oh, this is silly because
Guys, I need
it's
to step away for 5.
okay.
Gotta make sure my daughter's up for her shift. Be right back.
No problem. As insight is 10, as academia is 5. So that's a target number of 15. Ooh, he had 3 successes, but it is technically a contested roll. Oh,
Wow.
that blue monk reaches out to just touch Sering Lama, and Sering Lama bats his hand away with his staff in a move that is surprisingly agile for a guy who's supposedly, 7 or 10,000 years old.
I was going
Wow.
to say a jillion, but
Wow, that's
wow.
amazing. That
Yeah,
that
because that one counts as 2 successes, right?
correct.
Yeah.
So both the attack and the defense had a critical success. That should not have happened. Okay, what PC wants to go next?
Does anybody have
Slim, you
fortune
want to
points
give
left,
us another
or
try with your knife?
I would like to do so.
all right, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No. I was just asking if anybody has fortune points left, or are we all out?
I know
I
Sharif's got one.
Got one.
I have 2.
And you got
I
two.
have
Okay.
2.
Oh, excellent. Okay, never mind. Then you
I'm
guys go ahead.
I'm saving these bad boys for rainy
The
day.
next guy.
All right, so Slim,
They might
he's
become
like
important.
he's standing there and like he's like probably blasted with ichor as a spear of Indra tears through this guy, and he yells, "All right, church is out!" And he like lunges forward with his knife and tries to stab this guy.
All right, sir. Go ahead.
Come on, baby.
So, yeah, gained a point of momentum. You were successful.
Nice.
All right, and rolling that stress.
Yeah. 4 damage with piercing.
Oh,
Yeah, look at you go.
Wow.
So you stab this silver bladed furba into the creature, and it squeals and kind of starts to shrivel up, and it goes down and falls, and it's dead.
Oh wow.
oh.
So like yeah, he
Steal
like
my
stabs
kill,
this
bro?
thing and like I think it falls and like Pilecki and Sing like see this like black ichor covered Slim on the other end, and he like wipes his face and he says, "You see, it wasn't that big a deal."
That's funny.
Walter pulls out his furba and looks at it, shaking his head.
Khan makes that disappointed face.
It's like the scene in Conan when Sven Thorson swings the hammer and hits the column, and then it cracks and falls down, and he just looks at his hammer. All right. What was that character's name? Thorgrim. Thorgrim. Thorgrim is beside himself with grief. He raised that snake from the day it was born. Okay, sorry. So it's a bad guy's turn.
It is.
It is a bad guy's turn. Oh, you know what? I didn't make a roll to see if. Um, oh no, that didn't go. Um, we're gonna make that really easy. That guy on the roof got squished when the thing came down. Um,
Wrong place, wrong time.
yeah. I hate to do this to you guys because again, I'm a good and beneficent GM. That one uses its turn to jump up onto the side of the wall. Its impact shaking the whole wall. That was my move. So we have what, Walter and Henry left.
Um,
Go ahead, Henry. I'll let you go first. I have
all right.
something
Well,
I've been trying to do.
uh, I'll aim and shoot at this guy in front of me again.
Oh well, if you remember, you dropped your
Oh,
pistol.
I dropped my gun, so I'll use my knife. That's right.
Okay, very good.
Now let me check something real quick. On my equipment, on my oop, yikes! Are you messing with my sheet here? No.
Mm-mm.
All right. If I look at my equipment, I've got I've got my fighting knife entered, not this furba, but is it stress two, piercing one?
Yeah, it's the same
So
specs.
it's the same. Okay. So I can just attack.
Okay, after you, sir. Ooh, wow. Two momentum gained, putting you guys at two.
Okay.
Yep. Roll the damage.
No effects.
Now,
Rats.
one damage does not get through his armor, I'm afraid. So, I guess on my turn, I'm just going to repay the attack. And I had 3 successes.
Wow.
Wow. So, those two bonus momentum, we just throw them right into damage. So it's a total of what? There we go. 5 damage dice. Oh, what's your armor?
3.
3. So you take 2 damage, and that'll avoid you being stunned because I had 2 effects.
Okay.
I don't know if Henry's been hit that hard in his adult life.
In his adult life? Hmm, maybe.
Nobody makes bleed his own blood.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Palecki, it is your turn.
And so is the one big bad next to me?
Yeah,
Can you
it's in the
drop him?
same zone. Yeah, no, um, uh, Slim killed him, but then the next one jumped up there with you guys.
Oh, that's another one. Okay,
Yep.
that's another
Oh,
one.
you gotta be kidding me.
Damn.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot to move one too.
We don't have any
There we go.
choice. So, as far as the rules go, now that I'm maxed out on stress, you said that my damage can become worse, or my skill checks are worse.
Your complication range is increased because you have an injury. Also, if you take any damage at all, it automatically goes to an injury. If you take 5 damage in one shot, you gain 2 injuries, which puts you down for the count.
Okay. How about this? I think I'm going to need a fortune point to get out of this pickle. So I'd like to invoke one of the scars if I could.
What are your scars, sir?
Amazing.
Well, I mean, this has been pretty stressful, and my stress track's completely maxed out. So I'm thinking I may start hearing the voices.
Oh.
So if you wish to play with that and give me a fortune point eventually, I could probably use that.
Yeah.
That may cost me a turn because hearing voices can be a little distracting.
Now, your let me refresh my memory on this really quickly here. When um you hear voices when overtaken by the mental scar, you hear okay. Voice may be completely familiar or unknown.
Right?
That's good. Um, there's a there's a hissing in your brain. Um, says the king cannot save you now. Only if you follow me, the Black Pharaoh, can you survive this.
Okay, so if the other players happen to be looking at Pilecki, he's got this wide-eyed stare that he's just looking at the ground right in front of him, and yet he's shaking his head a little bit and looking disturbed, but otherwise just standing there. And, that's his affect at the moment.
Wow.
And I get a fortune point.
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
Amazing.
I don't know about that yet.
One problem at a time.
Throw me some Seroquel, would you, Kyle?
Ugh.
All right. So let's see what's next. Next, big bad monk guy there didn't have any success at all. I've got to move. I've got to move a bad guy. Um, I think this servitor is going to come up around the temple. All right, friendly turn. Either the cyclone can go or Sering Llama can go. What would you guys prefer?
Uh, let's have so the cyclone's in zone 11 though, right?
Correct.
But Sharif, you can move it.
Yeah, it can move one zone.
Let's have the cyclone go.
Cyclone.
Let's see Paul Allen's card.
You're going to go with the obvious move of moving it down into the zone immediately south where all the bad guys are.
Well, I mean, let's
That
give him some
seems like the logical choice.
Yep. All right. So go. It moves. It moves down there and do its damage. It's your what? Your power +1, right?
Whoops, sorry, I was muted. Yes, I believe that's correct.
All right.
Power +1.
Roll away, sir.
Mom says this is too short.
Oh,
Oh my God.
eat that, fools!
Oh,
Eat that, fools!
And
Get some effects.
it's what piercing 1 with stun.
With stun, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. You guys were all worried. All worried. You just did.
Not over yet.
You
There's
just
two
did
more servitors, not counting the
5
one that's trying to rip her
damage
head off.
to everything that was there, which automatically causes an injury. So it kills him, and it kills him, and it kills him. It doesn't kill him, but it may as well have because he, in addition to his stress going down to 6, he only has 1 injury left, and he's now stunned for 4 turns. And admittedly, the servitor is not nearly as hurt, but it still causes him an injury, and he's stunned for 4 turns.
Love you, Lara.
So, yeah, great. That wonderful.
Foolish servitor, in the light of Indra none can stand.
Stunned for 4 turns. Okay, so they're
Hell yeah.
just not moving at all. So that leaves
It's gonna
me.
damage me.
Yeah. Oh no, it doesn't damage you because that's just the thing doing its thing.
Oh, that's right. I didn't. That's not me casting it this round.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
So I'm gonna have these guys move up here. That's kind of them moving into that zone and then working their way under or through the wreckage of the tower. So they're kind of on the other side of it. And Sering Llama is going to attack. I should have made a character sheet for him. It would have made my life a little bit easier, but I didn't do it. Oh wow. Okay.
What is he doing? What's his attack like?
Well,
Is it kung fu?
I'm glad you asked. This staff that he's carrying this 7-foot long staff that has something on the head. You probably can't tell from this far away exactly what it is. But this 7-foot long staff, the tip of it begins to glow with a yellow light, and in fact, you realize it's a there's it looks like there's a crystal set into the head of it, and then this beam of yellow light hits the monk directly in front of him and does. Oh my god. That's just unfair.
Dice gods are with us today.
Piercing 2 vicious, so it goes straight through his armor. 2 effects, so it does 10 damage. Holy shit. Which causes a wound automatically, obviously. Doesn't. The blue monk reels backward after being hit by this beam of light. Yeah, wow, okay. That happened. That was a thing. Ooh. Alright, I'm going to make a 50-50 here.
I think I found a picture of this guy online.
I don't know what that means.
Which guy? Oh, that's awesome.
And then. Oh, okay. So these guys. Actually, I think they do it this way. They're going to charge around the zone that's got the cyclone in it. This one moves into the zone with Searing Llama. Moves up into combat range, but can't do anything else. Okay. Well, everything's moved. Everything is moved. We're at the top of the round. Good guys. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
The servitor that's a fresh one that's not been hit except once, right?
Actually, I don't think it's been hit at all. No, it's not been hit at all. It's full health, and you guys have 3 momentum.
I'm gonna be a little reckless here, and I'm gonna try to torch it, having full stress right now. So yeah, I'm gonna do the spontaneous combustion on that dude.
Okay.
And we got two momentum, correct?
You have 3.
3 momentum. So I think I'll buy 1 extra hit dice.
1 extra die. Okay. Putting you at 2.
So, yep. So let's see here. We're gonna do the spontaneous combustion. So it'd be 3 dice, correct?
Correct.
Submit, focus, yes. Difficulty 1. Yes.
All right.
Nice.
So you generated 2 bonus momentum. You're at 4.
And then
If you want any
damage.
Yeah. If you want any momentum spends or not.
No, just we're gonna keep banking the 2 that I just received.
Okay, so you're at 4. Very good.
Right, for everybody else. And then I roll. All right, already rolled. No, I have to roll damage for him, right?
Correct.
And so that's just that's 5 dice, correct?
Yep.
5 dice. Oh, okay.
3 damage with an effect. What effects does this have?
This has the is it
Persistent. That's right. It's got persistent 4. All right.
that's right?
So, yeah, he is on fire.
On fire, and then I roll my damage.
Yep.
And I roll. What do I roll for that?
Whatever your cost is. I think the cost on that spell is. Ooh, I'm not sure. 4 maybe. I might be making that up.
So I'm sorry. Yeah, it is 4. So it's the damage dice I roll, right?
Correct.
So 4. Excellent. Badly I go down. I go down.
Yeah. How much armor do you have? 2 or
I have
courage?
1.
2?
I have 1 courage.
1 courage. So you take 3 stress, which means you only take 1 injury. But now you have a. Yeah. Now you have a. Well, this is just your second injury, correct?
Correct.
So okay. So you have a mental injury right now. We can figure out later exactly what that looks like. But the net effect is you do have 2 injuries. If you take a third one, you will be considered defeated.
Okay.
Doesn't mean you're dead.
Right.
But
That's why I'm banking the fortune.
there it is. Okay.
So, cool.
That
Excellent.
makes perfect sense. So I've got a whole bunch of bad guys here, and I really hate to be, a dick, but I mean, unfortunately, it would just be too easy if I didn't have the Servitor on the wall attack next. The question becomes, which way does he face to attack? Does he go after Khan and Palecki, or does he go after Slim? So we're just going to do this as a simple D, uh, D3. Palecki is a 1, Khan is a 2, and Palecki is a 3. Wait, I said Palecki. Did I say that again?
You did. I think you said Plecky twice.
Okay, so I'm going to re-roll. Palecki is a 1, Khan's a 2, Slim's a 3. Oh, it goes for Slim. Okay.
Come on, big boy.
Suddenly, I just got Woody Harrelson in the grocery store in Zombieland. Come on, big boy, I'm gonna cut you
Yeah.
down to size. Um, all right, it hits Slim with its tentacled fist, and does where'd my thing go? There it is. Was it 5 base damage? No, it's 4 base damage. So he does 5 total, 5 dice of damage. Pull up the Hartman character sheet and submit. You take 4 damage. What
Okay.
armor do you have?
So I don't have it marked on the front of my sheet, but I am wearing a flak jacket, which I believe is
I think that's 1.
1.
Yeah, and you have bonus armor from your from your brawn, don't you?
I've got a 10 brawn.
Yeah, so you've got bonus armor from that. Anyone got
I
a
th-
player's guide handy?
What's your sheet say? The
Oh.
sheet does it
So
automatically.
yeah, so the sheet I think originally reflects the fact that I wasn't wearing armor, and when I wasn't, I believe the brawn gives me 1, and then I believe
The
the
flak
flak
jacket
jacket
gives
is
you
on
a
top of that.
bonus one. So yeah,
Right.
yeah. So all
Your
right,
sheet should say 1 on the front. On the front,
yeah.
maybe not.
Yeah, I just
thought.
haven't.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Sorry.
hadn't factored in the flak jacket.
Gotcha.
All right, so that is going to, with your armor, that is going to cause 2 damage.
2 damage. All right, that's all right. 2 stress.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing I left the bazooka at home for the flak jacket.
um, the good news is these things don't do a lot of damage. They're just kind of tough. Um, okay. That was the creature. Who wants to go next?
Anyone have the itch? Otherwise, I'll return fire.
Henry's gonna
Go for it.
go for this guy again. Only he's gonna use his fast action to pick up
His gun.
his revolver.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna use 1 momentum to get an extra die.
All right. So that puts you guys at 3.
Yeah.
Roll
Who's
away.
got hiccups? All right. Let me get on the right part of the sheet.
All right. Generated your point back, and time for a damage roll.
Who are you shooting? The monk?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. 4 damage to the guy in front of you. All right. He takes the round. I think he just. Oops. I rolled 1d20. Oh shit. He returned, to quote Slim, he returns fire.
Oh boy.
He had 4 successes, so he gets 3 bonus dice to his damage. Oh shit.
Wow.
What's your armor?
3.
3. All right. Well, that means you take 4 damage.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
he clocks you pretty good. That was a hell of a roll, though. 6 dice for 7 damage. That was a
Is
hell
this
of a
still
roll.
the same monk that
It's still
suffered?
the same guy,
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
He's been rolling exceptionally well, and Henry, in all fairness, has just been rolling okay. So it's just not gone the right way. All right, who's next? Who do we have? We got Khan and
And Slim.
Slim.
All right. Sharif, what do you think?
I'm thinking I might have to cast a healing spell soon.
All right. Well,
Guys
let's
are falling apart here, I think, right?
Still
Because
going?
Lecky's like near death, or not death, but you know what I mean. And what's Henry's situation on the damage?
Henry has 8 stress out of 10.
Holy crap! What about Slim?
listen. I live to scrap. I am at 3 stress out of 13. So, listen, you just relax and I'll handle this horde.
Like you'll light a cigar and sit down.
He's fine. He's
Let him
got
have
this.
it. Let him have it, Slim.
All right. So Slim charges into the servitor that struck him with tentacle. He's going to strike out with the furba.
And he is successful.
All right.
You guys are at 5 momentum.
5 momentum, and I should know this by now, but how much to add a damage die?
1 per die up to 3 times.
1 per die up to 3 times. Let's can I grab 2 of these momentum, gentlemen?
Do it.
Well, hold on one sec. How many does that leave us?
3.
That will leave us with 3?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
All right. So that gives me 2 extra dice, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
4 damage with 2 piercing, which gets through the thing's armor. Now, 4 damage wouldn't typically be enough to do an injury because you reduced its stress to 8. But something about this silver furba draws blood against this thing. It takes an injury.
Oh man, this is going straight to his head. I love it.
All right. Bad guys. They can't move. I haven't done anything down there. I think I'm going to have the Servitor down in the south attack Searing
There's
Llama.
another one?
Yeah,
Oh boy.
the one down here. And
Don't you hurt my llama.
he hits Searing Llama. 5 damage. Dice. Ooh. Okay. All right. Okay, very good. Friendly's turn. We have, who do we have left? We have Khan. Oh, and don't forget, we have Khan. We have the the cyclone, and you still have the llama to go. I mean, I'm assuming you guys will probably have the llama go last, but that's up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got Khan and the cyclone.
Well,
Sharif, your choice here.
I don't want anybody to get hit with anything severe and take them down, so I think I'll go next and cast Blessings of Lucius.
Okay.
And I will use 2 momentum to remove. Okay, so the spell immediately removes stress equal to the spellcaster's power from all allies within close range. So what do I have to do I have to roll to see if it succeeds first, right?
Yeah.
So,
What's the difficulty of the spell?
2.
2. So, and you do have 3 momentum if you want to buy an extra die, or what have you. But yeah, it's you just roll the spell as normal.
But
Wait,
if the difficulty's 2, it needs 2 successes.
Correct.
I'll
Use-
use
yeah,
momentum to
please
buy a
do.
die. Yeah,
All right. So that puts
we
you
need
at 2
this to
momentum.
work. All right, come on, baby. I'm saving 2 because let's see, 2 momentum, all affected allies remove a single injury.
Yeah.
So
which
on
would
top of the
heal one of
stress,
Pilecki's
which was
injuries.
healed Pilecki's injury. That's what I'm saving the 2 for. Okay, so we're doing that. I'm buying 1 momentum's worth. and of dice, and so 3 dice, and right.
Yep.
Wait, okay, so hold on a minute. So dice 3. There we go. Son of a bitch!
Wow.
Damn it! I needed that to
Wow.
work.
What are the odds of that? Oh man, you rolled. Don't take this the wrong way. You rolled for shit too.
Yeah,
A 15, a 20, and a 17.
shit happens.
I mean, point out if you have a fortune point left, you could burn it and to re-roll all 3 dice.
Oh, God, we need this bad. Son bitch!
Yeah, we do.
All right, I'm doing it. Fortune 0. It's for the team. Taking it for the team. This is how much you want to bet this is gonna haunt me later. I can see this coming. 40 years of playing role-playing games. I know what's going to happen. All right, here we
All of
go.
a sudden, the count goes 2 complications.
Ha, ha, ha. So now wait a minute. Is it reroll all 3 or is it only reroll 2?
You can re-roll any number of dice. Did a 15 succeed?
No, I don't think so.
What's the skill associated with this spell?
This is medicine.
And what's your medicine score?
My medicine score is just a minute. Medicine score is 2.
And you use what for spellcasting? Is it insight or willpower?
Insight. I
So,
use insight, yeah.
what's your insight? A 12?
My insight is a 12.
Yeah, so 14. So all your dice missed. So just re-roll 3 dice. God, that was awful. What are the odds of rolling a 15?
All right,
Oh
damn it
my
to hell.
Oh wow.
All right, it's not happening no matter what we do, and I'm out of fortune on top of it. So
Sorry.
wah
Yeah,
wah.
that was unfortunate.
Bow, 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 bow. Sorry, I don't get to bid on the showcase, guys.
That's okay.
All right, the monk is going to attack. Is going to reach out a hand to attack Searing Llama, and then Searing Llama gets it to defend against that, and again manages to knock the monk's hand away with his staff. Okay, well that's fascinating. Cyclone or monk next? Cyclone or Searing, I should say, or Llama. I assume you want the Cyclone to go.
Yeah, we should.
Yep,
Let's do
I
it.
think
Yeah.
so.
All right, so question for you, Sharif. Your Cyclone is in this zone right here. It gets to move one zone and it also gets to do damage. So I guess the question you have to decide is, do you want to damage, or you don't even have to move it if you don't want to. But if you want to move it, the question becomes, where do you want it to go, and do you want it to do damage to these guys before it leaves, or if you want it to go somewhere? Anyway, sorry, I'm giving you too many options.
Well, I mean, I don't know, guys, but I'm thinking of just damaging that square and then moving back to the square, just 1 square north.
Into 11.
Yeah, for the block.
Absolutely.
All right, so go ahead and roll your power +1 for damage. Not that those guys will ever go again. Oh my god.
Now he rolls fucking 6 successes.
All right. So this monk just gets, for lack of a better word, just gets torn apart by this
That's
thing.
the vision I had. Was all his pieces were flying in every direction.
And this servitor is taking major damage. On top of that, he doesn't now get to move for another 6 rounds. So he's okay. And then you want to move it back into zone 11?
Yes.
Okay,
please.
very good. Searing Llama uses his staff, and he hits, and he does. He gets no bonus successes, so it's just 7 damage. 4 damage with 2 effects, and the effects are vicious, so it actually does 6 damage. With it has piercing 2. Son of a bitch. So it gets through 4 points of armor and does a total of 6 damage, and it has, because it has 2 effects, it has the area. Son of a bitch. Um, so this monk right in front of Searing Llama gets vaporized. And the servitor in front of him takes damage as well. Because the whole square, basically the whole zone in front of him, just gets suffused with this yellow light from the staff. Well, fine, be that way. All right. You've just made my life exceptionally difficult. Gentlemen, I'm going to go even or odd here. Odd is for you guys, even is the other way, even's the other way. These guys have not moved yet. They spend their whole turn moving into the zone with Searing Llama and moving into combat range with him. Melee range, as it were, I guess you'd say. These 3 guys are smart enough to understand they can't go into zone 11 because of your cyclone. So they turn around and go back this way and start climbing steps. So what the heck just happened here? This guy just stretched out. He's really tall. Okay. So they're on their way up a set of steps going up the wall on that side. We're at the top of the turn. Do we need a 5-minute break? Top of the round, I should say.
I would like.
All right.
Sure.
All right. 5-minute break. We'll come right back.
Roger that.
kind and beneficent GM has returned.
I have returned.
Are we missing anybody?
All I know is that me and you are here.
Fair.
I'm here too.
I'm here.
Awesome.
So the question is if Sharif is here. And by the lack of him saying I'm here, I'm thinking he's not. Just process of elimination. You've got two options.
So Jim bought this Vietnam game called Purple Haze that we're playing on Sunday. So we'll let you know how it is.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I got to dig into the rules a little bit more, but it's got a pretty good quick start guide too. So
All I know is I'm going to be in the game shop yelling, "Charlie's in the weeds."
Yep.
I miss gaming with you guys. I'm gonna be real. It is
Yeah.
fun to. I don't know. You're the only people that understand my references.
Yeah. I think that's half the draw of the hobby.
That's true.
Yeah. While we're waiting, Sharif, I did forget to do one thing at the end of the round. This was not a threat spend. These guys were here the whole time. Two soldiers come out of this little building in 11. Of course, they come out of that little building in the midst of that whirlwind, which
The
is
cyclone is there, right?
it is so. Which is going to work out great for them, I'm sure. But anyway, um,
These are what kind of dudes are they?
they're wearing Nachtwolf uniforms.
Nazis. Nazis.
Nancy. Hate these guys.
Okay, so we are at the top of the round. Who would you guys like to go first?
We could try the healing again, but I don't know.
You have 2 momentum.
How bad
Well-
do we need the healing?
Maybe before you heal, let me try to roast again.
All right.
Let's do that. I mean, I'm on fire. Dad joke.
Wait,
All right. Yeah. So
aren't you defeated though?
not yet.
Ooh,
I need one more injury, which I'm really hoping will happen this time. Well, 'cause that's what I want my fortune point for. Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna roast them. We have how many momentum?
2.
I don't know. And the servitor in front of me is pretty. He's on fire and he's not doing right?
He is on fire. I did forget to have him take his fire damage at the end of the round. So there, he is on fire. And he was wounded by Slim.
Right. Well, he's the biggest threat in front of us. So
Oh yeah.
I'm going after him,
All right.
and I will take one die or one momentum for one extra hit die.
Very good.
All right, here we go. So 3 dice. Yes. And difficulty 1. Come on, no whammies. One complication, one success. Does that do anything?
Let me think on that complication in the moment. But you succeeded, so roll your damage.
Okey-dokey. And that is 5. Ooh.
Ooh. With persistent 3. Unfortunately, you didn't do enough damage to cause him a wound, but he only has 1 stress left, so pretty much anything that happens to him at this point is going to hurt.
Right now my damage dice, right?
Yeah.
And that is that's the power, right? God,
No, it's whatever the cost is on the spell.
That's right, 4. I'll learn eventually when we stop playing. Oof. Okay.
What's your courage?
1.
Yeah, so you take 1 damage, which you have no stress, correct?
Right.
So that's your 3rd injury?
That's right.
Okay, so you are technically defeated. You collapse to the ground unconscious.
And invoke the fortune point.
Okay, which allows you to...
Not collapse, I guess. But I still take the injury, right?
Yeah, you still take the injury. Let me see here. Avoid... Hold on, let me get more details on that. Because it says when you're defeated, it allows you to immediately return from defeat. Either as soon as you're defeated or some point later in the scene, but it kind of indicates that there's more information. Because how does that work? How does that work when you have 3 injuries? You know what I mean? So give me a second. Let me get some clarity on that because we've never actually been in this situation.
I don't think so, no.
This is a new one for us, which is interesting as long as we've played this game. That this is the first time that's happened. Let's see. It may not be the player's guide. I might have to be looking in the GM's guide. Page 34. Okay, so all right, so let's talk about this for a second. That's what the player's guide said. Let me double check, make sure there's no other information in the GM's guide. This is ridiculous. I've got a lot of books here. So what the player's guide says is that with 3 injuries, you're defeated. If you take an additional injury, you die or fall into an irreparable coma or something along those lines. So using the fortune point allows you to keep going, but if you take an injury, you're supposed to. It says you're supposed to croak.
Right. So this would be my 3rd injury.
Right, which is
So that
another
stays.
mental injury.
Yeah. And then if I do one more, if I get one more, then I croak.
Yeah.
But I can actually function right now.
Yeah, you can. That's right. That's what using the fortune point does. It lets you function. Okay. All right.
Good.
So now that we are clear on that, all right, I've got a whole bunch of guys here. Servitor takes its swing at Slim. Oh, and critically misses.
Well, what can I say? You're embarrassing yourself, sir.
Who's next?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Um,
Should I?
you know, yeah, Slim will give it a go.
All right.
Um, all right. So he continues
Hold on 1 second.
holding.
It took its turn, right?
Yeah,
And it missed Slim.
correct.
So its turn is over. So he can't hit Khan or Walter or Slim
Right,
this round.
correct.
All right. So since I have 8 stress out of 10, I'd like Henry to go next.
Sure.
All right.
You
Or
can
do you want me to
Otherwise, I
try
run
to
the
help?
risk of
Or do you
otherwise
want
I
me
run the risk of you taking your turn, and then the monk gets a turn and he injures me. So,
I hate to mention this again, but I could try to heal you.
um,
I mean, I failed twice in a row, so it's not looking like it wants to happen. But I could try.
I mean, the odds would say you have to be successful this time, right?
well,
I don't know. Same
how
odds
much
every time.
momentum do we have?
1.
Yeah. Um,
Actually, that's not good enough.
right.
We need to have 2 momentum for me to cast a spell, so I can remove a single injury.
From Walter, yeah. From everybody, but Walter needs it.
Yep.
All right. So,
I can heal his stress, but not his injury.
all right. Henry's sick and tired of this crap. He's gonna aim
Yeah.
and use his revolver.
Okay. So that gives
But-
him a bonus die for free, right?
That's correct. But he's going to use a fortune point to turn one of his dice to a 1.
Oh, okay. So then roll 2 dice, and you have 2 successes automatically.
Okay. So, always on the wrong sheet.
All right. So you succeeded, and you had 2 successes automatically. That gets your momentum count up to 3.
All right. And now, this, hopefully I can get some effects because using my sharpshooter skill, it increases the piercing quality of my weapon to piercing.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah. 4 damage, 2 effects. With
So
sharpshooter giving it piercing 4 damage. I think Henry levels the revolver right at the guy's head and pulls the trigger, and that's the end of that. Typical Henry
Awesome.
style,
Nice work.
correct?
correct.
All right, so that gives you guys 3 momentum, and I need to move. I'm going to move these guys as a block just because it's easier, if you don't mind. I'm moving all 3 of these guys. Cancel. They get up onto the roof behind you guys. And then who wants to go next?
Sing, do you need to get the hell out of there?
I don't need to get the hell out of there. I just need to figure out if I should go first or the cyclone should go first.
Oh, take the cyclone into 12.
Yeah, but then do those guys have rifles down on 11? They're little. little
That is
icons,
a
too.
fair question. I apologize. I will tell you the answer in one moment. Where is it? Where I have to flip back and forth between 2 pages. They have MP40s.
Mm. They could reach out and touch us from over there.
They can.
Let's fuck with their aim, shall we? Let's have the cyclone do some damage.
Oh, so you wanna actually have the cyclone go next? That's fine. We can do that.
I think so.
Yeah. So I mean, the cyclone's in their zone. It just hadn't acted yet. So, yeah. So it can do its damage, and then if you want to move it, it can. So go ahead and roll your damage
Power
dice.
plus 1, I
Power
think it
plus
was.
one. Yeah, that was smart. I like that actually. Um, 4 damage. What are the effects on this thing? It's piercing and
And
stun.
um,
Okay. So
this is what I
armor.
meant by fucking with their aim and stun them so they can't shoot us.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The good news is that these guys were not much of anything. You didn't kill them, but they're stunned. They took damage and they're stunned for 2 rounds. So, all right. So that
Now
just
move it to 12.
yeah. Um,
Exactly.
that just made my decision easy. Because that had the cyclone went, the Servitor down here is stunned, so I've got all the bad guys around Searing Llama. The Servitor is going to attack him and ooh, hit him pretty well. Need a set of damage dice. Oof. All right. He clubs the llama. And all right, so who's next? Who do we still have left to move on your side? Is it Khan and Slim?
That's right.
Okay.
Con, you want to get the hell out of there?
Well, uh,
You guys have 3 momentum.
I think I got to try to get Pilecki up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm with
'Cause
you.
he needs to get the F out of there, like right now. I'm right behind him, don't get me wrong. But instead
We're
of
right by the road,
running,
aren't we?
I will try to help him. All right, come on now.
So this is a blessing of Ushas.
Yes,
You have 3 momentum. You had to
I'm
save
gonna.
2 for the injury, so you're buying an extra die.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. All of those things. I don't even want to look. I have to look away when I hit submit here. It's gonna. Oh God.
Hey!
Oh,
Hey!
there was great rejoicing.
Yeah,
There
that's
we
right.
go.
So everyone heals stress equal to your power. Is that right?
It says equal to the spellcaster's power. Yes.
Okay. So
And then
everyone
all
gets.
affected allies remove a single injury, physical or mental.
The
That's
only
for
injury
you.
was Pilecki, correct?
Correct.
So
I don't.
Pilecki, you have 2 mental injuries and a physical injury.
Correct.
You can choose which one you get rid of.
I'll go for the physical injury.
Okay, very good. We do have to roll to see if there is a scar.
And the stress again is 5.
Yep, everybody gets 5 points back.
Roll back the clock on this.
I think
Hell
this is
yeah.
the I think this is the first time you've used that spell, and you've used it twice in the same game, in the same combat.
Yeah.
No, I used it before last session.
Oh,
I
did you?
think.
Okay.
I
Oh,
did.
you
Yeah.
did. You did.
Yeah.
I think it was it on the riverboat? You were trying to
Or
heal
was it?
Pilecki's mental burnout?
No,
It
he
was either
just.
that or it was that fight where where Slim ran the guys over with a jeep.
Oh,
That fight.
Hold it.
We took a lot of heat in that fight.
Which spell are we talking about?
the healing spell.
Healing spell.
Oh, you just used it when the last time when that servitor jumped up on the wall. We all took a bunch of
Well, right,
mental.
but I mean, I wasn't sure if this was the first battle, whether or
Oh,
not
for,
he had
I
used it at all.
I gotcha. Okay.
Um, so Pilecki, you want to get rid of one of your 2 mental injuries, or you want to get rid of the physical one?
I got rid of the physical one.
Get rid of the physical one. All right, so you must avoid a scar because it's magical healing. Um, you can choose to roll brawn and resilience or will and resilience.
I will and resilience.
All right, difficulty is 1.
2 dice.
Yes, unless you want to buy a third with your 1 momentum. I don't know what your target number's like.
No, that's fine.
Okay, success. Very good.
Okay, nice. For once.
Hey, Pilecki, don't worry about getting scars. Remember,
No,
chicks dig scars. It's
they
fine.
do.
All
It's character.
right. Let's see. I'm gonna have a Dob attack the llama, and unfortunately, he hits. Um, damage dice. All right. All right. I guess Slim, you're the last friendly unit to go.
All right. Well, I'm not going to act too friendly here. Uh, let's put the hurt on this tentacle boy.
All right.
Here we go. Roll the hit.
Success.
Awesome. All right. How much momentum we have banked?
1.
All right. I'm just going to roll the default stuff.
Okay. 3 damage with a piercing 1 effect. It has 2 armor, which knocks it down to 1, which means it takes 2 damage, which it only had 1 stress, which means it takes an injury. And then for some reason, it takes another injury from the knife. It dies. Slim has killed 2 of these things.
Oh, man.
We'll ignore
So-
all the help he's gotten doing it.
Does it shrink back down into a little mini meat? Disappear? Collapse.
Unfortunately not.
I think like as it collapses, like he sees the guys again on the other side, and he's like, "Come on now, boys! I can't do this all by myself."
Meanwhile, Khan and Pilecki's heads are smoking.
You know, it's so freaking funny. You're casting all these spells, and it's on the other side of this giant monster.
It's
Yeah, you don't even notice it's happening.
the last 2 Dobs attack Searing Llama, and he is in rough shape. Why can't I bring up his token bar? What is it
Is he in
doing?
range of the healing?
I was
No,
just
he's
gonna ask.
way down there. He has no stress left, and he only has 1 injury left. They're stunned. They're stunned. It is top of the round.
When you say they, who's they?
The 2 Nachtwolf guys, as well as the Servitor.
Okay, but the Cyclone is on 12, but it hasn't done anything to those guys yet. Is that
No,
correct?
it's on 11 with the Nachtwolf guys.
Oh, I thought we moved it up to 12. You left it at 11. Oh, you moved. Oh, I'm confused. Where was it?
Yeah, we'd meant to move it to 12.
We
but I
meant
don't
to
know.
move it to 12.
Oh
and
well, I
we
mean,
didn't move it.
well, here's the thing. I mean, I'll let you move it, but it's not going to be able to get on top of that roof.
Oh.
It's because well, you know what? It should be able to. I would let you move it over into here. Getting it up on the roof, that would put it on the ground level of this zone. Getting it up onto the roof would take another turn. So unless you want to have it go first on the new round.
Nah. Well,
Well, we could end it there, and then on the next turn, it could go first and go up there and take those guys out.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
yeah, that was going to be my suggestion anyway, was if we had moved it up to 12 at the end of the turn, it could go first and stun those guys up there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'll let that because we
I
kind of
agree
skipped
with
the
Marty
part where
VP
it
on
moved.
this one big time. Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so we're going to have it go up onto the roof, and it goes first. So roll your damage against those guys. Power +1, sir. 5 damage with 2 effects, and its effects are piercing. Oh, well, it doesn't
And stun.
matter. It does 2 piercing, so
Piercing
their
and stun.
armor doesn't count, which means they take 5 damage from 1 shot. which is one injury each, and they're all dead.
Oh wow.
Oh,
That
Hell
was a lucky
yeah.
break. That took a. What do we call our team? Is our team like our League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
I thought it was just lucky
We
bastards.
need a name.
We do need a name.
Anyway, it took a bounce in our favor.
Um, all right.
You know what? Can I spend? Is it fortune to go next, or is it momentum?
That is a good question. Hold on one second. A fortune point lets you take
An additional
an
action, right?
additional action.
Okay.
Lets you introduce a new truth. Momentum spend in combat. Spending one lets you take an additional minor action. Yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah, I thought there was a mechanic for like a double.
There
But
is in Conan. When we,
oh, that's what
yeah,
I'm thinking of.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, shit. There's really not much option here. The Servitor hits Searing Llama. He does manage to get one success, and
This could be bad.
here comes the damage.
Oh,
Oh shit!
he's gone.
Yeah, Searing Llama is grayed out.
Oh wow.
Um. All right. So that was my move. Who wants to go next?
Well, up to you boys. Slim would like to scramble for the machine gun.
Okay, so let's think about this.
Mm-hmm.
The tactical situation is that the guys on the roof are dead. The guys in 11, the Noctwolf guys, are injured and stunned. The Servitor in 6
Is stunned for the rest of its unnatural life.
yeah,
Actually, just another 4 more turns.
And what we've got left are the guys down near the
Yep.
llama.
Three Dobs and a wounded Servitor.
So the question becomes, since the llama is croaked, and it's too bad we couldn't have helped him, do we go
Now,
down?
is he down or is he
Do
dead?
we go down the rope and get the heck out of here, or do we go down the steps and attack, or do we just, what do we do?
To answer your question, Khan, you don't know.
So he might be rescuable, guys.
Okay. He could be defeated, not dead.
Oop, I've been muted. Yeah, sure. I mean, do we even? Is that really on our radar as we've been like fighting eldritch monsters on the wall like 1,000 feet away?
We had to have seen the golden light.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. We've seen that, and it drew our attention enough that we knew he was there. But yes, we had other shit to take care of. We couldn't worry about him.
We basically saw him get swarmed, and then the swarming stopped, and they like stepped back a step, and he was on the ground.
Right.
How many turns left on the cyclone?
You have
Probably
one
one or
more.
two. Yeah.
So next turn it'll get its thing, and then it'll be done.
So if you want, on the next turn, you can just drop him back down onto 11.
Yeah, I imagine it's easier to drop it down than bring it up.
Yeah, I would
Bringing
let
it
you
up
do
took 2
that.
turns.
So the next turn, you could just drop it down on 11 and take care of those dudes. So how far does Henry have to move on the wall to have a shot at those guys?
If he moved into the next zone right there, he would have a shot. I mean, you technically have a shot now. It's just it's a very long distance. It's a higher difficulty. But he could use his minor action to move into the next zone down the wall, and
Well, that's the interesting thing then. If I use my minor action, then I get 2 dice to hit.
Mhm.
But if I don't move at all and I use my aim,
you get 3 dice, but the difficulty's one higher.
right? So I got to do some statistics in my head real quick. All right, I'm gonna move. Henry's gonna move 1 zone and take a shot.
Okay.
Now the question is, which of these dobs I'm gonna shoot at?
None of them are injured, so it's dealer's choice.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Inquisitor, we already know that he's proof against mundane things. So I'll take a shot at the dob on our left to his right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Pull up my sheet again. And we're out of momentum, correct?
You've won.
Oh, yeah. Not sure I want to use one. I guess I could. Well, yeah. Let's save it. Let's see what we can do with this thing.
You are successful. And what does your sharpshooter do? It gives you piercing 1 on any effect?
Only if I aim.
Only if you aim. Okay, that's right. All right. Okay, roll your
I
damage, sir.
wasn't able to aim.
3 damage minus his armor. So he takes 1. Okay. The guy you shot is going to use his movement to come up the steps and get on top of the wall. So he's actually on the wall. Next.
Boys,
Oh, you were going to grab your machine gun, right?
I am. Yeah.
So that's a minor action picking that up.
So he runs and he like slides on the thing, and he like
Like an anime slide?
yeah, like
Oh, yeah,
like
baby. Oh,
and
yes.
he like picks it up and he says, "I didn't forget about you, darling." And he's like, I think he's prone or like laying down with the shotgun, like or not shotgun,
Shotgun?
the machine gun, like on the edge of the wall, and he's aiming at the Nazis.
Okay. All right.
The stunned, not moving Nazis?
Do you want me to? Yeah, well, you know. doesn't matter to him.
So
Mhm.
you basically didn't have to go very far to pick the machine gun up. It's
Okay.
pretty much movement within the same zone, which is just positioning. That's pretty much free as long as you don't, overuse it. And then picking
here-
up the weapon's a minor, so
Here's the thing, though.
yeah.
I had exhausted a salvo, I think, last episode.
You did. You have to reload
So,
it.
yeah, in the spirit of fairness, I think he's like loading the belt.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm good. Yeah, very good. Thank you. All right. This Dob comes up the wall. Connor Pilecki.
So you've got, the only ones that are in the same zone are the two Noctwolf of 11, right?
Well, they're technically a zone over. They're yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess they are.
I'm going to hit him with the storm in a second, though.
Yeah. Khan's gonna wipe them out next round probably.
Who's he gonna wipe out?
The 2 Noctwolf soldiers
Okay.
with the cyclone.
Yeah, I don't have a weapon or anything, do I?
I think you have a pistol, but you're a long ways away.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna pass. I don't have anything I can do right now.
No, unless you just want to move.
Wait, can you take like the rest action or whatever to recover stress if you need it?
He can.
Yeah.
That is That's a major action, I believe, or is it no? It's a major action. It's called Catch Breath. You make a
Ah,
will plus resilience test with a difficulty of 2. Um, Success removes stress equal to your resilience score, um, or removes an effect, which you don't have any effects. But you can do that instead. You can just
that's what I'm going to do.
all right. So will plus resilience difficulties 2.
Oh well,
Yeah. All right. I mean, your other
Uh,
action was to
I'm
do
still
nothing, so
panting.
yeah. You do have a minor action if you want to do anything with that. I don't
I
know.
don't know. No.
Okay,
I don't
that's fine.
see up in
Um,
belt.
Last Dob moves up on the wall. I'm running out of room on this wall. And then is it Khan's turn? I think it's Khan's turn.
All right, well, let's do the cyclone first, I guess.
Well,
Hold
the
it.
the
Get the
cyclone
cycle.
acted at the first of the
Oh,
round,
that's
so
right.
yeah.
That's right. That's next turn. Yeah,
Yep,
sorry.
that's okay.
Shoot. The Spear of Indra is medium range. Is that Servitor in 6 medium range?
No, it would be long. You'd have to
Yep.
move to the next zone.
Um,
Which you can. That's a minor action. It's not that big a deal.
yeah, I'll move to the next zone, I
All
guess.
right, that's fine.
And now what can I shoot at? Anything?
You can hit anything you want now, and you got 1 momentum.
Um, any inputs, guys? What do you think?
Well, the servitor is frozen.
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
the
Well,
one
wait a minute.
that's
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me back up a second. Let me put you back where you were, because maybe I'm
Okay.
confused. This servitor down here is almost dead, but he's stunned for another 3 rounds after this one.
Correct.
okay.
Then you've got this servitor down here, which the llama did injure, but he's not
Okay.
stunned or anything.
Yeah, I think I'd want to move and
Engage that one.
engage that one.
Got it. Okay, making sure we're on the same page.
Almighty Indra, light of heaven,
And you have
guide thy retribution.
1 momentum.
I am thy servitor.
Skeletor?
I am thy
love it.
Skeletor, Indra. All right, shall I roll to hit?
Until we meet again.
You said we have 1
You
momentum?
do.
Yeah, I can't use that to buy anything.
You can buy an extra die with it.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, okay, I shall. Miss.
Oh my gosh.
Equal parts failing and kicking ass here.
With a complication. I'm going to use that complication to remove an effect. This guy is no longer stunned.
Oh, crap.
He won't act this turn. He won't act till next turn, but he's no longer stunned. Um.
Well, that backfired.
Oh, you got to roll your cost.
Sorry, I was talking again, muted. It's my power and damage, right? Yes. Every
Yes.
time I have to ask the same stupid question.
4, but you've got like a 7 courage, so you're fine. Okay. Top of the round. Um, Top of the round. It's the last round for the cyclone, and you guys just want to drop it off the roof and onto those guys in 11 and hit them with it as
Yeah,
the
but I don't know
first.
if that's what we want to start off with.
That's up to you guys. Yeah, I mean they are still stunned, so they're stunned this round.
Yeah, they're not
Well-
going anyplace.
If I shoot a salvo past Baker, what's the odds I'm going to hit the poor bastard?
Well, not very. Game really doesn't have friendly fire unless you just completely screw the pooch on it. Um, it would be a difficulty 2. Of course, you could aim and gain a bonus die there.
So you could aim and gain a bonus die, or you could use a fast action to move up 1 zone with me.
Yeah, but that's not as cool.
No, and the difficulty too is because of the weapon. The weapon's inaccurate.
Oh,
Sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, um,
So,
I'd say go for it.
yeah,
what's the salvo in this thing do? It gives it area.
let's take a look. Come on, roll 20. Salvo effect area. Yep.
Yeah. So obviously you're going to expend your ammo belt and try to hit all three of them. Let's just call
Well,
it what it is.
spending the ammo belt is the idea.
That's
It's a
right.
feature, not a bug.
That's
How
right.
much momentum do we have?
0.
Oh,
Khan spent it to try to hit that Spear of Indra and did not work out.
All right. So what I have in my head is like Slim's down on the castle wall or whatever, like looking down at these Nazis getting torn up, and he smiles, but then he like does a double take and sees all these goons rushing at Baker, and so he says, "Baker, get down!" And he like rolls over onto his back and like fires like past his feet, or in between his feet, and fires down the wall, a full salvo at these guys.
All right.
Um, and here we go.
All right. Yeah. So 3 dice from aiming, difficulty 2. Let's see it happen. Oh my god.
Let's invoke a fortune point on that.
Is that your last one?
No, I
Oh,
got
you
one
got
more.
one more. All right. So I mean, your 6 hit. You rolled a 6 and 18 to 15. I know the 6 hit. Did the 15 hit? No, because it wouldn't have. Because it would give you 2 successes. So just re-roll the attack. Re-roll the attack with 2 dice and a difficulty 1.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
So
perfect.
2 successes.
Yep. So roll the damage on the gun.
All right.
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Well,
Oh.
okay.
Don't even bother.
Well,
And so he's like, like all these shells are raining down on top of him as he's laying there, and he says, "Well, that's too bad. I heard you were skilled in hand and foot."
I mean, in all fairness, it is a 30 cal machine gun.
Yeah. Not right.
Oh man, amazing.
All right.
There goes that ammo belt.
Yeah. Bad guy goes. Servitor leaps and lands right in front of Baker. All right, who's next? We got Baker, Khan, and Pilecki, and the Cyclone.
I wouldn't mind trying to shoot that servitor again.
One in front of Baker.
The 1 and 4 before it jumps up, or
Oh,
6,
okay.
because it's going to jump up here and engage us soon.
all right. I'm confused. Okay, so all right, you. Hey, I was wondering though. Slim said I thought you guys were skilled in hand and feet, but did he just blow all their hands and feet off?
God.
They bled out without any hands and feet. All right. I don't think at this point it matters who goes next. So, um, go ahead.
All right, Khan.
We don't have any momentum, right?
You have 0.
Correct.
So you're shooting at that guy down there.
This is going to be a hard shot.
If ever there was a time.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
Man.
I just knew it.
Roll your cost.
blah blah blah.
At least your courage is so high, and I know you've invested in that to make that a thing. But at least your courage is so high that
That was
uh,
close.
yeah, it was close.
Yeah, I've invested multiple levelings up in that to give me that. Yeah,
Yeah, so it makes it very difficult for you to hurt yourself in your spell casting. Your spell casting's highly effective when it works, but sorry, I didn't mean to add that when it works part.
no, it's okay. I mean, sometimes it seems like it never misses, and then other times it's like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
That's life.
so
That's
So is it
randomized
Henry's
dice.
turn?
yeah, he's gonna move up into that zone, and then he's gonna jump on the wall next to Slim and Khan. And now you've got the let's see, it's Pilecki and the Pilecki, Baker, and the Cyclone are left. So I don't think it really matters who does what in what order. It's up to you guys.
All right. Well, Baker, after all this, still has the furba in his left hand,
Yes, he does.
so he'll go ahead and attack with the furba.
All right. A success. Roll
Oh,
your
hell yeah.
damage. Oh, look at that with piercing one. All right. So it does 4 stress damage. You know, Baker, this knife just doesn't. I mean, you put a good hit on him, but certainly not enough that you think you should have injured it gravely. And yet, this dark, you know, thick blood runs from the wound where you stabbed it. Pilecki, what do you want to do?
Wow.
So the baddie that's right next to Slim, that's the next zone over, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but I can reach him with
sure.
my. Yep,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. He casts the spell once again.
How many injuries are you at? You're at 2 now, right?
I'm at 2,
Okay,
so
so
this is
it's not
we're
going to
getting
kill him.
there. Right, we're coming yet. Momentum, we're out, right?
Correct. It's a success with a point of momentum.
Excellent.
Roll your damage. Holy
Oh.
shit!
Wow.
Boy.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. So you hit that thing with your spontaneous combustion, and it screams as it just scorches away. Roll your
He burned
cost
up
on your
real
spell.
good.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
right.
Nice. All right, now let's see what
Nice
happens
work.
to me. So that's 4.
Oh, but you've got stress back too. So you took 2 damage, which is next to nothing, and you've what, 1 point of courage?
I do.
Yeah, so you take 1 point of stress. Which
Well worth it. You're welcome, boys.
Now
Thank you.
I have a question now that these observations of this whole episode have brought out. Is obviously if Walter's going to keep using this spell, and it's a nice one, he needs to increase his courage. How do you increase courage? Because I'm not a spellcaster guy, so I don't know how that works. What are the things he can do
There's
once
a
this is
talent,
all
I know.
done?
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a talent that lets you do it. That I think is specifically called courageous.
Okay.
And there's a couple other things you can do.
Okay.
Um,
Well, we'll leave that for later. It's become obvious it would be helpful. Well, looking
it
at
wouldn't
Khan,
be
every
fun if I
time.
was too courageous. Right?
so I guess for the last move of the round, you drop the cyclone down on those 2 poor Nachtwolf guys.
Yeah.
So roll damage on them, please, Khan. Yeah. Okay. So that takes care of them. Um,
Wow.
there are bits of guys everywhere. That's awful. Top of the round. Who would like to go first?
Um, well, I think that Henry, since he's at point blank range, is going to use the Furba again.
All right. Success. Roll your damage. You have one momentum.
So could I buy a die with that?
You can buy a
One
damage
momentum?
die. Yeah.
Okay. So if I just okay, there we go. I will.
5 damage. Piercing 3. It squeals inhumanly as you stab it, and it falls over dead.
Damn.
I got to
Hell
keep
yeah.
this knife.
Nice work.
No kidding.
You know what's really funny about this is Slim was looking down towards Baker when Pilecki torched the one behind him with the spell.
And we'll set off at a run to go help the llama.
You felt the heat at the back of your neck.
So yeah, the fastest way down, and of course the cyclone dispels. Fastest way down. There's staircases here, and there's another one on that side. So either way, you run down the wall, one way or the other. Um, uh, yeah, you
But
and
there's blood and
there
ichor everywhere.
there's carnage everywhere. There's dead stuff everywhere. Um, Dead guys, dead monsters,
It
blood and
really is like
guts.
12 guys got ripped apart by the cyclone.
I mean, there were
It's gotta be gross.
12 Dobs, 2 knocked Wolf,
Man,
um, and then the 2 monks, one of which neither were killed by the cyclone, I don't think. But anyway, neither here nor there.
cats
Um,
and dogs living together.
that's
Mass
right.
hysteria.
That's right. um,
And then
you
a fusillade just obliterated 3 more guys on the wall.
yeah. That was epic. You
Henry slipped in it as he went by to go down the steps. Thanks, Slim. Made a mess.
as you make it down to the llama, he is um as you're approaching, he's laying there. He's been beat on by all these guys. And as you come close, his eyes open for a moment. Um, he whispers, "I sensed otherworldly beings. I came to help. Take my staff. It it is time for me to rest finally."
Well, hold on there. Have you met Ushas? Might have something to say about that.
You know what? I gotta let you try if you want to. If and
Sure
want
I
to.
do. Sure, why not? Not so fast, llama. Um, how much momentum do we have?
One.
One. Oof.
That's not enough to remove anything.
No, it's not.
So
Unless
is
you
this?
unless you generate momentum on the roll.
Well, I guess we could try. It's the worst that could happen.
Do you? Do you yeah.
It's just not in the cards for me today, is it?
Oh man.
It's just not
No.
gonna happen.
I mean, you did
Oh,
cast
no.
that spell successfully twice at very important times.
Yeah, I'm bitching. It's 50-50. And
Yeah, it
things
really
are in the
is.
clutch. But it
Um,
did also take 3 points of fortune. This engagement took
Yeah.
all my fortune.
Yep. Oh yeah, but still, you saved our bacon,
yeah.
and Slim saved our bacon, and Henry just made bacon.
You did pretty well with that knife. Should have
Yeah,
started out with the Furba.
He
yeah, probably.
Llama says, your plane will be ready. The boy has something for you before you fly away. This place is evil. Make sure there's nothing left for them to rebuild.
Oh, we can do that.
And he says, uh, he says, "Good luck, fellow Atlantean." And then he
Oh,
croaks.
what
Whoa.
are you talking about? I think he was hallucinating there at the end.
Whoa. I guess no one else probably heard this, right? Because he was like,
Well, it's just
Sting was
us.
the only one that ran over.
Yeah, he was in it. Well, Baker was down there, or was headed that way. But
Oh.
he's in a croak whisper. So it's up to you
Yeah.
guys cinematically if anyone heard it besides Con. I'll leave that up to you guys.
Let's just say we heard it.
That's fine.
I'll pick up his staff.
Oh. Okay.
No idea how this works.
Isn't the respectful thing to for us to take his body back with us?
I think so.
But
first, we
before
got to
we do
destroy
that,
this place.
how do we raise this place?
Where's the bazooka again?
It's
The bottom
back
of
at the
bottom of
place.
the mountain.
It's funny you mentioned that. I've been asking myself the same question. And he comes and he's like what's like flinging ichor off of him. And he's like, "You want to explain to me what that was on the wall? I had to do that single-handedly."
Yeah.
I appreciate a little assistance next time. And he like sheaths the knife. Says, "Luckily, I'm getting pretty good with this between the sword and this little
So,
knife."
gentlemen, if you still have the FURBA on your character sheet. Um, uh, on its qualities, because it's got the hidden and the subtle qualities already. It's the exact same as a fighting knife, like what Henry Baker has, but this also has the Bane quality. If it does damage to an otherworldly creature, it causes an injury.
Whoa.
Now, it doesn't do a lot of damage. It only has 2 base dice, you know. Here's the flip side. It is made out of silver, so if you roll a complication on it to hit roll, you're gonna break it. Silver's not exactly particularly strong stuff.
Sure.
So
Wow. Okay.
Be good if
Noted.
not Wolf have any werewolves around though. So what's the all the baddies are gone. There's
Yeah.
smoldering. There's probably still some smoking corpses.
Sure. Blood and guts everywhere.
Anybody have a fortune point left?
Yes.
I do.
So we got rid of the tower. He wanted us to destroy as much of this place as we could, right? That we had no chance at all to look at any of these. Are they buildings or?
Oh yeah, there's buildings all over the place.
I mean, at the risk of stirring up more, I mean, we need explosives if we're going to do this, right?
Well, cinematically, it would be the right thing to do. If Henry invokes a fortune point, his last one, to root around in his backpack and pull out the comp B that he had put in his backpack.
Using a fortune point to invoke a truth. I like it.
I like that, but I was also gonna maybe suggest a 1-ton TNT cache in building number 5.
1 ton?
Before we
Yeah,
do
you
that,
know,
before we
because,
spend fortune points, do we want to search these buildings in case the knockoff
we
guys
do,
did
but
put munitions in here? Because
I'm-
I was
I'm
thinking
being-
that too.
I'm being facetious, but I mean, if
Yeah.
you can get
Right.
the portion point for the
All
baddies
right,
having enough explosives, then you just set off the explosives.
all right. Well, it's 12:44 Eastern Daylight Time, so I don't want to overburden the thing. We can do a quick search of the buildings to see if there's anything else in here interesting, but our main prize is waiting for us back when we get back, right? The boy's going to give us something.
Correct.
Right.
Um,
I got like 6 minutes, and then I gotta jump into
Well,
a
then
client. So
why don't we call it a stopping point then, and
all right, we can finish.
pick it up
Yeah. Do the mop
next
up.
week.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is awesome, man.
awesome! I had a lot of fun, guys.
That was
was.
you guys were nervous. I don't know
Yeah.
why. You had it under control the whole time.
Dice could have gone the other way.
Well, it could have, and interestingly enough, Llama Ex Machina didn't quite work as well as he's supposed to. He got though the evil monk could have been that's really the biggest danger to him, but it was but he couldn't get his spell off against the llama, so that was yeah, it was a hell of a fight.
That was awesome.
I wrote the Staff of the Llama in my thing. We just got to remember to detail it, but I'm also not claiming it.
I
don't
cast
know
identify.
Yeah, I don't know who should carry this, but I'm putting it on my sheet so we don't forget. But we can figure out who's getting it and what it's for later, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
All right, yeah. So think about how cinematically we want to end this thing. We do. I think when we come back, we'll take a quick look to see if there's anything in the buildings worth having, especially the one where the Noctwolf guys came from.
Curious about the pyramid in the middle too, or whatever that is.
Yeah.
It's not a pyramid.
Temple or whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll do that, and then if we don't find anything to make it go bluey, we'll just invoke a truth that we've got it, and we'll set it on a
We'll
fuse.
blow it that way. Either way, something's getting blown.
And unlike
Like
Cloud
that.
Life, it's okay for us to turn around and watch the thing explode when we're walking out.
That's right.
I love it.
Don't look back at the explosion though.
It's much more epic if it explodes as you're walking away from it.
Yeah, don't look back. We're the good
Slow
guys. We
motion.
don't look back at explosions.
That's right.
We walk really slowly too. In slow motion.
Right. In slow motion.
Smoking a cigarette.
I'm gonna say-
All the tropes
All
in the one.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Slim's got his machine gun on his shoulder. You know what I mean? Like it's a shovel. Chewing tobacco. He spits. Explosion goes off.
I'm hearing a Mid-Journey AI prompt coming out of it.
Oh boy.
All right, guys. I'll see you next week.
It was
Next week
awesome.
Sounds
next week,
great.
guys.
It was the best. See you guys.
Thank you guys.